Hey, and welcome everybody here to the Goat Locker Racing Network. It's Wednesday night, so we're here with the Maple Ridge guys. One of our favorite nights of the week to be out here racing and broadcasting and all that. And it's going to be even better tonight because tonight is championship night from Five Flag Speedway. And I'm going to tell you, it's going to be even better than that. And you're like, wait a minute, how does it get better than Maple Ridge Racing Series, Super Late Models, and championship night? Oh, we put Jamie on the track behind the wheel of one of these cars tonight, so he can get out there and tear it up. And they're in the middle of open qualifying right now. So, how's it going out there, Jamie?
It's slick. It's really slick. This track is hot. It's daytime. Man, it's gonna be a handful tonight with this thing, but really looking forward to this. I'm glad Alex allowed me to do this. Kind of thought, man, when they said it at Five Flags, it'd be really cool to be able to do this, but I didn't ask. But the opportunity rose, so here we are, and we'll see what we can do out here in this championship race, and hopefully put on a good show.
Yeah, it should be a good time. And I know Five Flags is your hometown track, and you love coming out and racing. And yeah, the opportunity just came up, and I would tell you folks, if I could be behind the wheel of a car right now, I would. But you'd all be in for one crappy broadcast, and I don't think that's what everybody wants here tonight. It's championship night, so we're going to be able to get out here and watch this race and crown a champion tonight. Right now, Christopher Morris Jr. is our points leader, and I mean, for the most part, has the championship locked up. Mike D'Amico has an outside shot at it. He is 9 points back at this point in time, but it's really going to take Christopher Morris Jr. getting into some trouble really early on, and almost having to finish dead last in this field, and that's just something that Chris hasn't done all year long. He comes out here, he leads laps, he wins races, so. But there is a shot, there is a chance for Mike, and so we'll have to watch that as the night goes on. But qualifying looks like it is wrapped up at this point in time, so we will bring up our starting lineup here very shortly as the cars start to take the grid here this evening. Christopher Morris Jr., who we just got done talking about, our championship leader right now, is going to take the pole here this evening with a lap time of 16.546. So, congratulations to him. Our very own Jamie Barkus is going to start in second position in the number 15 machine. Starting third is going to be John Dickerman in that number 13 from JJ Racing. Mike D'Amico, our second place in the championship points right now, and then number 29 machine is going to start in fourth. Michael Waite's going to start back in fifth position. Starting at sixth is going to be Kevin Otis in that 09 machine. Starting in seventh is Kevin Dinovich in the number 26. Starting eighth is going to be Alex Marinelli in that number 22. And starting shotgun on the field here tonight is going to be Jonathan Hancock in the number 10 machine from 247 Race Control. So, like Jamie was saying there a little bit, it is hot. It is slick. It's not often you come to Five Flags and run a day race, so I got to imagine it feels completely from probably 99% of the races you've done at Five Flags, Jamie.
Absolutely. I think the last time the officials were here, it actually was during the day, so not totally unfamiliar with it, but yes, most races are run at night here. So this will be a little bit of a learning curve, but that's okay.
Well, you got 150 laps of learning to do. It's going to be a long race here tonight. As the playoffs continued on here with Maple Ridge, and I'm not sure that everybody noticed, but the lap counts kept going up and building up into this championship race. So whoever walks away with it here this evening is dang sure going to earn it. And we'll watch, throughout the entire evening here, but doesn't look like a bad field actually took the grid here tonight. Looks like 8 cars, so not too incredibly bad. A little low here, but it is championship night. And oftentimes, guys that don't have a shot at the championship just kind of start bowing out towards the end of the season. So I think that's has a little bit to do with the low car count here this evening. But again, that's okay. We're going to throw a Goat Locker entry in there and see if we can't just go mess all kinds of things up.
Well, hopefully I don't mess anybody's race up, but yeah, we're definitely giving this thing a shot. I mean, I'm not going to run these guys hard or anything like that to try to get a win, but if the opportunity presents itself, we're not going to just give it away. So we shall see how it works out. But you know, I asked Mike D'Amico how much money he might have to, you know, maybe see how much trouble he wanted to see Christopher Morris get into, but he didn't really respond to me, so I guess he wants to do this the old-fashioned way and earn it himself.
Yeah, well, you know, hey, got to give him a lot of credit for that, I guess, as we continue to watch the field here. Pace around on these pace laps. Pace car is off. Green flag is out, and we're underway here at Five Flags Speedway. Again, this is a championship race for Maple Ridge here tonight. Going to be a lot of hard racing all night long, and as Christopher Morris Jr. heads off into turn one, got Jamie Marcus to his outside and John Dickerman down below. As it looks like Christopher Morris is blinking there a little bit, unless I'm just not.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, and it's causing a few things there. Jamie Marcus continues to hound the back of it. John Dickerman at number 13 machine is racing right behind these two leaders right now. Alex Marinelli has moved himself up into fifth position pretty quickly, or fourth position, I should say. So he jumped 4 spots on the start of this race and has moved himself up very nicely. Michael Waits back there in the fifth position right now. Kevin Dinovich in sixth. Kevin Otis in that 09 machine. So we a little off base here back in seventh position. And Jamie, I tell you, I don't think Mike D'Amico took the grid here this evening.
No. What a shame. I mean,
not sure exactly what happened there, but I do not believe he is in the race right now. We'll head back up front right now and check in on our leaders as Christopher Morris Jr. continues to lead this race. 5 laps into it. Jamie Barkus running back in second position. John Dickerman is closed up. And Alex Marinelli actually is starting to close up on the back of the 13 of John Dickerman. So, haven't seen a whole lot of speed out of that 22 car this year. But he definitely seems to have something figured out here tonight.
This is one track you got to kind of be careful with how hard you run it. You will tear the tires up. So sometimes being fast and early going is not going to pay off for you later on in the race. And especially when we want to get one set of tires here, so.
Yeah, patience definitely will play off, I think, or play out. You know, last week we were talking about John Dickerman there a little bit. And now he would normally have some short run speed, and then we would watch him start to fall back. But it looked like he begun to figure a little bit of that out last week. He was able to keep that car in the hunt, even during the long runs here. But our top 4 drivers continue to kind of shadow each other right now as Christopher Morris continues to blink in and out here. Jamie Bark is giving him plenty of space just in case. Don't blame you one bit. As we are on lap number 10 of our scheduled 150 here tonight, here in the Maple Ridge Racing Series Championship race.
Yeah, Mama Ellingson, I guess there's something going on with time and scoring a little bit. Not quite sure, but she's asking how somebody can be more laps down than the race is even run.
I think it's keeping track of Mike D'Amico there, and that's a phenomenal question. I don't math well, so I don't really have an answer for that one, but I like it, though. So now it looks like Christopher Morris is starting to step out just a little bit. He's moved out to about a 0.6 of a second lead. John Dickerman is falling back just a little bit as well, so now our top 4 drivers start to space out just a little bit here. Go back and take a look at some of the other machines here is Michael Waite. And looks like Kevin Dinovich are getting into a nice little battle between the two of them, the number 9 and number 26. Well, again, I will say, I think it's the number 9. He still doesn't have numbers on this car, Jamie. You'd think somebody would have been like, hey, man, these broadcasters are really giving you all kinds of stuff. Oh.
A little loose on exit there, 4.
John Dickerman still up here, keeping pace with our leaders. And again, Alex Marinelli sitting back there in 4th position and having himself a very nice race here tonight. Again, a super cool paint scheme. obviously displaying the primary sponsor of the series, Vermont Sim Racer, and really appreciate the sponsorship that they have put on for this season to allow this series to take place, and all the cool stuff that I know that they're doing with it. So big shout out to Vermont Sim Racer and all that you do to support the sim racing community. We really appreciate it. Head back up front here, take a look.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's not. Tires get angry.
Yeah, they are. 4 is really getting bad.
It's now John Dickerman's going to close in on the back of Jamie Marcus here. As, track's getting a little slick, and we're starting to see it take its toll on some of these drivers here. Christopher Morris Jr. now out to about a 1.1 second lead. Jamie Marcus running in second. John Dickerman back in third. Alex Marinelli in fourth. And then rounding out our top 5 right now is going to be Michael Wade. So we head back up front. We'll try to take a couple laps here with our leader. Again, he's been having some internet issues here, so hopefully that eventually gets, nope, does not get stabilized. So we'll have to watch it from second place's view here a little bit. 20 laps completed for scheduled 150 here this evening. They will take off pretty quickly here as they're running about 17-second laps. So, with this few cars on the track, I wouldn't expect we're going to see, well, any cautions, quite honestly. I mean, the field's got itself spaced out pretty good here. We'll have to watch. And not sure, even really sure what the fuel run's looking like, Jamie.
Take a peek at that here in just a second. Goodness. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Oh. Okay, it says I can still go 53 laps. We've ran 24,
so looking like you can get to about the halfway point of this race and then have to get the fuel. So they put the fuel strategies into these races to kind of force that type of an issue, which we always enjoy. You definitely want to be out there as a racer and be able to race your way through this, but you want to have some strategy that comes into play to test all your skills. Getting on and off pit road cleanly, being able to hit your marks and get into your pit box, and all those types of things. So, but right now, we're still 50 laps away from seeing any type of pit stop, so we'll continue to watch the racing here from that point of view. And as it looks like we got a car down low, the number 25 machine, very slow. 26 machine of Kevin Dinovich. As it looks like he lets the leaders go by, passes up pit road. He's going to power that car back up and keep it going. And looks like Kevin Otis is parked his car for the night as well, as he had crashed. So we'll try to do a race rewind here and see what happened to Kevin Otis. I think this was early on in the race, as though the 22 gets into the back of the 09. That was early on during the race there. We're starting to see Kevin Dinovich start to work his way up. He's getting close to the number 9 machine of Michael Wade, who's running in 5th position right now. Alex Marinelli still running in 4th. John Dickerman running up in the 3rd position. Jamie Marcus still holding on to 2nd, as Christopher Morris Jr. right now is enjoying a 2-second lead over the field. 30 laps down of our scheduled 150 here this evening. Championship night here tonight, and quite honestly, with Mike D'Amico not taking the green flag here this evening, that will hand over the championship to Christopher Morris Jr. here tonight. I'm sure he'd like to bring home the championship and the race win here.
Well, the way he's running right now, he's going to get to do that for sure.
Well, while we got some time here, and we've had a chance to really highlight a lot of the drivers, let's jump behind the wheel of that number 15 machine for a couple laps. Let me do a little bit of a crank it up. Let you guys enjoy some racing from Five Flags Speedway from Jamie's point of view.
This exit of turn 4 is really tough right now. Really have to wait to get back into the throttle. Probably overdriving one a little bit, trying to find some speed.
That, folks, is a few laps around Five Flags Speedway. Thanks to JB there for letting us ride along with you. As you can hear in these super late model cars, though, we talk about it quite often. I mean, they make a ton of power. You really have to work the throttle coming off of the corners to ensure that that car sticks to the track. And you could hear it there as Jamie was working the throttle. Really can't even get back to full throttle till you're almost halfway down the straightaway. You know, so it takes a lot of effort and a lot of concentration each and every lap to keep these cars glued into this track. And again, this is a day race. This track is hot, it's slick, it's eating up tires. As this green flag run continues on, these cars are only going to handle worse and worse.
It's a fact right there. It has settled down a little bit, but just can't really get back into the gas the way I want to. Really late picking up the throttle.
Right now we have only 6 cars remaining left on the track right now, 5 on the lead lap. Chris Jr. is out there by almost 3 seconds at this point in time. John Tickerman is Jamie Barkus running back in 2nd place. John Tickerman in 3rd. Him and Jamie Barkus have kind of been running together all night tonight. And Alex Marinelli still running in 4th position, about 7.5 seconds back of our leader. Michael Waite, the last car on the lead lap, is almost 11 seconds back of our leader right now. We saw earlier the number 26 machine, Kevin Dinovich, have a little bit of an issue there and did go 1 lap down, but he's back out there making a good lap time. Yeah, and we'll head up front here and check in on our leader, Chris Morris, as he continues to lap around the field here.
It's a wall.
The walls won't help either.
No, they sure won't.
Now on lap number 45 of our scheduled 150 here this evening. Again, the laps continue to tick away. Lap times have definitely fallen off by over half a second at this point in time. As our leader last time ran a 17.16. Second, third place almost mirrored each other at 17.34 and 17.33. Alex Marinelli still running 17.4 as well, as long as Michael Waite. So a lot of these guys still running some competitive laps here. Definitely crossed that 17-second threshold. But still, a lot of racing left here to go tonight. But Christopher Morris Jr. really the dominant car so far here this evening, but we still have a series of pit stops to get through, so didn't quite cash the check yet, as we still have well over 100 laps to go.
This is a very easy pit road to get caught speeding on too. Your pit stalls are really far down. You got that concession stand and a lot of open space that will throw your perception off, really, if you're not paying close attention to your speed. So, always a chance.
Oh, man, most definitely. And that's the thing that makes it a lot of fun to, when it comes to green flag pit stops and the strategy that comes into play. I mean, that's really what makes it fun and exciting. And even for me as a driver, I don't mind green flag pit stops. Well, some tracks I do. You know, there's definitely some tracks you're like, oh boy. But it just adds another element and adds, you know, to the race itself. So, and yeah, all of those, like you just said, Jimmy, all those things will come into play. Keeping that car, not speeding on pit road, being able to hit the pit box, not speeding coming off, making sure that you don't blend up too early. All the things that can get you a black flag during that cycle.
Absolutely.
Just getting news now that Michael D'Amico was not able to take the grid because of a family emergency. So tough break for him here this evening on a very strong car all year long, and I'm sure he was very anxious to get out here. So tough break, but Mike, if you've tuned in at any point in time, we wish you well and hope everything's going good with the family. And I guarantee we'll see you back out on the track next season.
Yeah, that's unfortunate right there. Hope everything's good. Definitely more important things in racing, but definitely unfortunate.
Somebody can tell Chris to stop blinking. That'd be great. Anybody? Hit him up on the radio.
He's so far out in front, I don't think it matters right now.
Well, it's hard to watch it from a camera and TV point of view. But he continues to a 3.4 second lead right now. We'll back in and check in on our own Goat Locker Racing JB Barkus and that cool looking number 15 machine. As he's running in second place here. And well, Jamie, here in the next 15 to 18 laps, those green flag stops are going to start.
Yeah, I got a feeling we're definitely going to get to that point because I don't think there's enough guys out here to really bring out a caution.
And everyone right now has kind of got themselves spaced out. You have a 1.5 second lead over third place, and Alex Marinelli has dropped 6 seconds back to third place. Michael Wade is 4 seconds behind, Alex Marinelli. So the field is pretty spaced out right now. So like you're saying, I don't think there's enough cars, or even the cars that are on the track are nowhere near each other's. So unless somebody just misses a mark and something along those lines, this race definitely has that green flag look to it. As we're coming up on 90 laps left to go here at the Maple Ridge Racing Series, brought to you by Vermont Sim Racer Championship Night.
Knocked a few tenths off Christopher Morse. I thought maybe he had finally used his stuff up and maybe was going to start coming back to me, but I think he was just wanting me to feel good about myself for a little bit because now he's stretched it back out once again.
That could be the case, man. It always makes you feel good behind the wheel of that car, too. You're like, yeah, I'm getting it. And then I'm like, no, I'm not. He was just playing with it. But that time around, you cut quite a bit of time off of him. He ran a 17.51 and you ran a 17.23. So there may be something there for sure. So we will take a look at the lap times here of our leaders.
Whoa, Nelly.
As you have definitely been able to make up a lot of time as over the past few laps, it's been at least a tenth and a half every single lap. But I imagine that these green flag stops are going to start here in the next 10 or so laps. The lead now down to 2.7 seconds as JB Barkus continues to make ground up on our leader, Christopher Morris. That time around, 0.3 of a second up on our leader. So I think Christopher Morris has definitely used up his equipment at this point in time. Or he's just bored and slowing the pace down so you can catch up and then pull back away from him.
I think it's probably the latter, but okay. If it makes it more entertaining to watch, we'll definitely try to take advantage of this.
As that time around, it was 2.5 tenths off of the lead, so it continues to shrink pretty significantly here. Another 10th that lap. So we are on lap number 68 of our scheduled 150 here this evening. Christopher Morse Jr. has led from the drop of the green flag. We have no cautions yet here this evening. See, John Dickerman has pulled his car down on the pit road. We continue to watch the lap times between our leader and Jamie Marcus. Is each and every lap, it's 10.5 to 0.2 to 0.3. So down to under 2 seconds now. That time around, about 1/10 of a second on lap number 70 of 150. So coming up to that halfway point, and I'd have to imagine that's where Christopher Morse is trying to get to, is at the halfway point of this race. And then we're going to start to see our leaders come down pit road. But right now, that time around is about 0.5 of a second. JB Marcus has closed into 1.8 seconds of our leader after he had jumped out to almost a 3.5 second lead then. Continue to kind of watch this battle up front. As Christopher Morse Jr., it looks like some of the early on issues with the internet and the blinking and all that stuff has stopped, and he's been pretty solid here.
Oh, no.
I don't know what just happened.
How in the world are we out of gas? If he's not.
Oh, and the number 15 machine is out of fuel. Hopefully you can clutch it and get it down pit road.
You gotta be kidding me right now.
As we watch Jamie Marcus coast ever so slowly. We have the number 9 machine of Michael Wake coming in behind you as well.
You've got to be kidding me. How am I out of gas when nobody else is?
That part I could not tell you, Jamie, but a tough break there. Because now we see Christopher Morse coming down on the pit road. Alex Marinelli on pit road as well. So all of our leaders coming down at this point in time.
You gotta be kidding me.
Alex Marinelli, I believe, is out of fuel as well, as he is extremely slow down going down pit road. That might explain why Christopher Morse slowed down so much.
Thanks for the warning, Chad.
Well, we're going to have a team meeting tomorrow, and I think some people are going to lose their job. Christopher Morse Jr. pulls off a pit road. So, unfortunate event for a couple drivers there, running out of fuel during this green flag run, and it is really going to give Christopher Morse a significant lead over the field. But we'll continue to watch here and just kind of see where everything falls out. As it looks like Alex Marinelli and Jamie Marcus are both now finally getting serviced after getting towed to their pits. The 15 machine of Jamie Marcus is down and away.
Bunch of laps down.
4 laps down is what time and scoring showing right now. Ah, what a tough break there. But everything cycles out here. Obviously, Christopher Morse is going to cycle back out to the lead. Kevin Dinovich is already a lap down. Is going to be in second place. Michael Waite is going to be 3 laps down in third. John Dickerman is 3 laps down in fourth. Jamie Marcus is 4 laps down in fifth. Alex Marinelli still sits in the pits 5 laps down. So only 1 car on the lead lap right now, as it looked like almost every car except for Kevin Dinovich ran out of fuel. And Christopher Morse, he was able to nurse that car around to the halfway point. Right now, I mean, he could really nurse this car to get it to the finish. As we go up and watch watch our later turn laps up here. I do believe that is going to be Alex Marinelli coming back out onto the track. He is going to be 8 laps down. Tough break, and it's really going to just, well, unfortunately, not make for a whole lot of exciting racing from this point forward.
No, sure not. It's just, I mean, it's really a weird situation. When I had checked earlier, it was showing I could go more than halfway on laps. I never got any kind of message from the spotter saying that I was running out of fuel. It just started sputtering on the front stretch, and tried to get back around, and it ran out about halfway down. Well, not even, it's further than halfway down pit lane when it just finally quit. But I don't know, just a very weird situation.
Yeah, definitely a weird situation, because usually you get the call from the crew chief or, you know, or whatever, you know, hey, fuel pressures get low, gonna have to pit, you know, those types of things. But unfortunately, you weren't the only one to fall victim to that one. Again, most of the field, at least 4 drivers during this green flag run, running out of fuel there. Christopher Moore is able to nurse that car and make it to the halfway point and get his service. So he remains the only car on the lead lap right now, with Kevin Dinovich running in second position, 1 lap down. Michael Waite in the number 9 machine, 3 laps down in third. John Dickerman in the number 13 machine, running in 4th place, 3 laps down. And our very own Jamie Marcus from Go Locker Racing in the number 15 machine, running in 5th, 4 laps down. And the last car on the track right now is Alex Marinelli, the number 22, and he is running 8 laps down to our leader. And as we discussed a little bit earlier on, this is championship night. Christopher Morris pretty much had it wrapped up this evening. Mike D'Amico did have an outside shot of being able to win the championship. Mike D'Amico had some family things come up. Was just not able to race this evening. So Christopher Morris will definitely be our champion at the end of the night here tonight, as we have a little less than 60 laps to go here tonight from 5 Flag Speedway. We'll try to make it as exciting as we can here, but not too many cars and not too much racing going to be happening, as we got many cars laps down. The laps continue to wind down on the season, as a matter of fact, not only this race, the season in general. Got to give a big shout out to Alex Marinelli and the crew that he put together, the season he put together, the schedule. We go all the way back to before the season even started, and they reached out to us to be able to do the broadcast. We both were scratching our heads, and we're like, I don't know about these guys. And Jamie, they proved us wrong all season long.
Yeah, they did, for sure. Definitely turned out 1,000 times better than I expected it would. You know, first season for this league, brand new league. There was some growing pains even before the season started that was kind of putting doubt in my mind that they would be able to pull this off. But I mean, these guys have put up amazing races week in and week out, and it's been a blast.
Yeah, great group of drivers. They have absolutely given some amazing races. Brought on an amazing sponsor with Vermont Sim Racer, and we got to talk to the owner of Vermont Sim Racer earlier in the year and what they're doing up there. Between his axe throwing facility and now next door to that is Vermont Sim Racer and the iRacing simulators he has set up for people to come in and try this out for themselves. So if you happen to be up in that area, please head over to, head over there, grab yourself a beer, get behind the wheel of one of these cars and try it out for yourself. And even if you wreck out and all kinds of crazy stuff, that was stuff. I said stuff. Dang it. you can head right next door, get all your aggravation out, and go throw some axes. So I think that's absolutely phenomenal. But the drivers, each and every week, the races they've been able to put on, what Alex and Marnelli put together, and then bringing on board just a phenomenal race sponsor for Sim Racer. Looking forward to taking a little time off for sure. Looking forward to how they built the next season out as well. I know from their standpoint, they probably learned a lot of lessons this year as well. From a race format standpoint, a few different things. Definitely been a learning curve. Alex, if you're listening, never run 5 flags during the day again. It's got to be a night race. It's a championship, man. What are we doing? You got to have the championship under the lights. But it has absolutely been a blast to be involved with them. They have allowed us to really integrate ourselves within their league. We got to pick 2 of the races. I picked IRP for the season finale, and then you picked here at 5 Flags for the championship race, where it absolutely 100% should be. And then to boot, you're actually out there racing tonight. So
absolutely. Even though I ran out of gas, it's still a lot of fun. Learning some things about these super lates.
Hey, and good news, Jamie. John Dickerman has been passed by Christopher Morris, so he is on the same lap as you.
Nice.
So there is a position out there that you could go get right now.
Did Christopher Morris make it to halfway?
He did. And again, I think looking at his lap times right now, and I believe he pretty much started out that way. He has been running some pretty, I won't say slow lap times, but I don't think he's not putting a lot out there. He definitely has the advantage of being able to just kind of run a slower pace and make sure that car makes it all the way. But as both of us were commenting that last 10 laps or 15 laps or whatever it was of that run, wow, really making up a lot of time on him. What's going on? Unfortunately, we figured out what was going on.
Yeah, I sure should have been paying attention to that. Really didn't think fuel was an issue. That's a bummer, but.
Yep, but laps continue to wind off here. We're coming up on 40 laps left here to go tonight. This is lap 110, and all have been under green flag conditions. We saw a cycle of green flag stops there. We saw quite a few cars actually run out of fuel coming to the halfway point. And so now we're well into the second half of this race as the laps continue to tick away here. Been a lot of fun watching the race, a lot of fun calling the races throughout the season. Been a lot of fun beating a lot of the drivers. Wish some more of them come out. We're missing some of the guys. Unfortunately, Ryan Pendleton couldn't make it out here this evening. Some of the guys that started early on that looked at a couple of things today, and I think over 20 drivers have actually started races in this series throughout the year. So I think that's very good. It'd be great to see if these guys can get more of those drivers back in for the next season.
Right.
And really get out here and have some fun.
Yeah, well, I think they've got a foundation. They definitely got a good core group of drivers to carry over into the future. They do some recruitment, and I think they'll fill it out pretty nicely.
I agree. Again, they've got a lot of great things going on over here. Great sponsors. Again, Vermont Sim Racer. Great racing. Alex really put together a phenomenal schedule as well. Picked some really, really good tracks for these cars. And has really provided for some awesome racing. So I am anxious to see what's up their sleeve for next season. What that's going to look like. But we still got 35 laps left here to go tonight. Finish out this season. To put a capstone on just a phenomenal year with a great group of drivers. And, one way or another, I think we'll be talking to Chris Morris again. Kevin Dinovich right now running in second position. Now has gone 2 laps down. Michael Wade is in third position and 3 laps down. John Dickerman in fourth, 4 laps down right now. Jamie Marcus sitting back in 5th position, 4 laps down. And Alex Marinelli, the last car out there running around the track, is 8 laps down in 6th position.
around Michael Way.
Get another good view from inside one of the cars, right up front here with Christopher Morris. So this is from the roll bar, and you can kind of see, this one really gives you a good vision view of how narrow it is to look out of these super late model cars. And again, you can really listen, and I'll shut up so you can actually hear it, but listen to the throttle control. Right around here, you can really tell not even really getting back to full throttle. You don't hear that car getting up on the rev limiter or really getting high in the RPMs. He continues just to kind of still some good lap times, taking his time, just clicking the laps away right now. Go back and take a look at Alex Marinelli in that number 22 machine as he rides around in 6th position. It's a super cool looking car. It was running up front there for quite some time, but again, during that cycle of green flag stops, one of the cars that ran out of fuel. But love seeing the Vermont Sim Racer on the hood of that car. Obviously, love seeing the big Goat Locker logo on the back end of that car as well. Again, these guys have been huge supporters of what we're doing as well, so it's been really, really cool to be a part of it. To see some of these guys that run around here, they kind of came on board with the whole Goat Locker thing and threw a logo on for us. Christopher Morris Jr. also runs a Goat Locker logo right behind the exhaust pipes there. So really cool to see these guys help support us as well.
Yeah, these guys have really appreciate that, what a lot of these guys have done.
I do think, I don't think we really told them about it though, Jamie, but we're going to have a talk with Chris Morris. And we don't allow our Goat Locker Racing logos on anything Toyota. You know, so we'll have to break the news to him.
Yeah, good point.
We're just messing around. For anybody that owns a Toyota, I don't need people out in front of the house boycotting tomorrow morning or any of those types of things. You know, hey, if you own a Toyota, good on you, those all types of things. We all draw all our lines in the sand. I'm a Chevy guy, GM guy. Jamie's a Ford guy. Somehow we managed to get along. When we first got into sim racing, our compromise is we drove the Pontiacs. If you remember that. You were like, all right, we'll just drive the Pontiacs. And obviously, that really starts to date how long we've been in sim racing.
Yeah.
But throw yourself all the way back to NASCAR racing, well back in the day when you can actually run the Pontiacs and all that other stuff. But I still find it fascinating what these guys can do with these paint schemes and how they can take a super late model, which is a Chevy, and just change it into whatever they want it to be.
Yeah. I mean, I asked Jonah about it. He just says, I thought maybe they were getting templates from somewhere, but he says he does all his stuff himself, so definitely above my pay grade when it comes to that. So.
Yeah, as we're looking at the number 26 machine right now, Kevin Dinovich, and he's out here running a Ford Mustang. You know, so it's just, it always fascinates me to see how some of these guys can take these cars. And then you look at the number 13 of John Dickerman, and it has the cup nose to it, the ZR1 nose to it. So that's interesting. You know, Jamie Barkus running the really what they are is Monte Carlo SSs. You know, so it's just really fascinating to see what some of these guys can do with these machines. And of course, for some reason, Christopher Morris Jr. decided to turn his into a Camry. And I'm sorry, folks. Camry. When I think of a Toyota Camry, I do not think of racing. Do you?
No, sure don't.
It's just, the two don't add up to me. But, you know, hey, Joe Gibbs Racing and all them things that adds up. Obviously, there was a lot of success. But, it's just fascinating to me. As we come down to 15 laps left to go here tonight in the Maple Ridge Racing Series Championship race. Been a lot of great racing here from Five Flag Speedway. Been a long race. It's been 135 laps here so far, all of it under the green flag. We've seen a lot of different things here this evening. Some great racing to start it off. The field started to spread itself out. Obviously, the race took over a green flag look to it. Fuel came into play big time for the entire field as we watched Chris Morris kind of back down his pace there a little bit to save fuel to get himself to the halfway point, while 4 other drivers ran out of fuel, had to get towed in one form or fashion. So that's why you see many cars laps down right now, as had to get towed back to their pits and then get fueled up and get back out on the track. So tough break for quite a few of the drivers here this evening. But Christopher Morris Jr. looks to put a big exclamation point on his championship and his season with 12 laps left to go, unless that car just spontaneously combusts. I think he's going to bring home the win tonight.
Yeah, and I saved way too much fuel at the beginning of this run. I've still got 40 some laps I could go on this tank, so kind of crazy. Wow, I just wish I'd have known.
Right.
Because obviously I could have come in and just saved some fuel and been able to make the stretch to second run, but oh well.
Yep. And 10 laps left here to go tonight. Christopher Morris Jr. continues to lead by 2 laps. So we're not talking seconds or tenths of seconds. It's 2 full laps. Kevin Dinovich runs back in second position. Michael Waite third. John Dickerman back here in fourth position. Jamie Barkus running back in fifth, and Alex Marinelli going to round out the field here this evening in sixth position. So 8 laps left here to go, not only in this race, but in season number 1 for the Maple Ridge boys. Been a great season to watch. And again, talked about it a couple different times here this evening. Cannot wait to see what these guys put together for next season. Laps left here to go tonight. Finish this race out. Christopher Morris continues to lead. Not that that was going to change, but for anybody that's tuned in, got to try to keep it exciting somehow. Go back in and check on a couple others. Kevin Dinovich still back there in second position, having himself a great night. Up 5 spots from where he started, so he's going to be our biggest mover of the race. Michael Waite, the number 9 machine, in third position. Or again, we think it's the number 9 because he refused to put numbers on that car. John Dickerman in 13. What an awesome looking paint scheme there. A little right front damage, so obviously got into the wall at some point in time. But for breast cancer awareness, truly appreciate that, John. Jamie Barkus, our own Goat Locker Racing entry there, number 15 machine, running back in 5th position. Super cool. As people tell us, look like 90s cars. Super cool looking paint scheme there. And of course, Alex Marinelli running back in 6th position in that Vermont Sim Racer number 22 entry. But coming up on 2 laps left here to go, we'll spend our last couple laps of this race and the season watching our race. Well, he's going to be the race winner and our championship winner, Christopher Morris Jr. Put a capstone on this season and bring home this championship.
That would be the white flag.
White flag is out. 1 lap left here to go in the Maple Ridge Racing Series Championship race. Christopher Morris Jr. going to win yet another race here and bring home the championship here tonight. Coming off turn 4 for the final time, Christopher Morris Jr. wins here tonight at Five Flag Speedway, and will also be season number 1 Maple Ridge Racing Series champion.
Good job to him.
Yeah, I mean, I ran a phenomenal season. Strong everywhere. Anytime the number 3 machine was on the track, he was out there competing to win, and won quite a few races here this season, and just really been a good representative of the league as a whole. So congratulations to him. Congratulations to Kevin Dinovich for coming in second. Michael Waite in third. John Dickerman in fourth. Rounding out the top five is going to be Jamie Barkus. And then Alex Marinelli is going to finish back in sixth position. Finishing back in seventh position is going to be Kevin Otis, many laps down. And Michael D'Amico, who was unable to take the grid here this evening, will officially show that he finished in eighth position. As Christopher Morris typically does, he does his best Alec Wiki Polish victory lap. We can still call it a Polish victory lap, right, Jamie?
1-2.
Okay. You just don't. You just never know. Not that I care.
I don't care about cancel culture. So.
Yeah, and I really don't care about people's feelings. So the more your feelings get hurt, the more fun it is.
That's right.
That had to be a tough race, Jamie. That was 150 straight laps.
It was. Yeah. Man, a little disappointing to, get through that, knowing you're that far out. Nothing you can do about it because you're not going to get any cautions to get you caught back up. But that's okay. I mean, it was a good time. It was fun. And learn better, keep a better eye on fuel with these super late models.
Tough to learn that lesson that way, but yeah. Nope, he's still not done burning it down. We'll allow him to have a whole lot of fun with it because I don't see Kevin Dinovich or Michael Waite anywhere. So as Christopher Morris continues to burn it down, we'll just go ahead and grab an Alex Marinelli and have a chat with him.
All right,
we'll have him up here in the booth with us when we bring Chris in. Hey, Alex, Pat, and Jamie up in the booth. You got a copy?
Oh yeah, guys. How are you tonight?
I'm doing really well, man. I mean, it's 150 green flag laps here this evening. What a capstone on a great season. So, Alex, I just want to kind of turn it over to you for a little bit and talk about the season from your standpoint as the owner and founder of this thing, and maybe give us a little sneak peek of what's coming next season.
Well, absolutely, guys. It's been a crazy few months. Personally, we bought a house this year in August, and that, as if that's not enough, just moving and everything, I got this idea back in May to start this series for New England drivers, as I wanted to work on my skills, but just couldn't find the right league. So I met up with Mike at Vermont Sim Racer, and we kind of created this brainchild, and it's been amazing ever since. So I really can't thank the drivers enough. We had 29 different drivers participate throughout the total of 11 weeks, including the playoffs. So, it's been great. And in regards to season 2, we're still making some decisions around that. So there'll be some more to come. But it looks like we'll probably be running potentially a truck series. There's also been some requests to open it up to maybe a road series, as well as keep a short track super late model series going. So there's going to be a few different irons in the fire and a couple other admins hopefully joining the team. But also an appropriate time to say thank you to Goat Locker Racing, both to Jamie and Pat. You guys have been absolutely outstanding, and it's been a pleasure to have you guys along for the ride.
Yeah, Alex, man, it's been a blast. So glad we could be a part of this and be part of this first season with you guys. Everybody in this league has done an amazing job on the racetrack, and everything it's been phenomenal to watch for sure. So congratulations to you guys for having a great first season.
Thank you. And Jamie, it was awesome to have you out there tonight. Hopefully, Pat, you can join us in the future. Appreciate you guys for being here all year.
Yeah, man. I would have been there in a heartbeat, but I don't think the viewers would have got a good quality broadcast there. Because I'll jump behind the wheel of a car anytime. I love racing. So, but I'll definitely have to get out there on the track with you guys. But let's go ahead and grab this year's champion, today's race winner, Christopher Morris Jr. Hey, Chris, it's Pat, Jamie, and we went ahead and grabbed Alex up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you guys. What's going on?
Well, I just didn't win a race in a championship, so I don't have nearly as much going on as you do this evening. So, one, congratulations on the championship. I mean, what a great season that you ran all season long, multiple race wins and all that stuff. But let's talk a little bit about Five Flags here tonight. Congratulations on the win. Looked like it came down to fuel strategy and fuel saving to make it to that halfway point and then be able to move forward. So take me through your race here tonight and how you made it through 150 laps of green flag racing to bring home the win.
Yeah, man. I mean, first of all, thank you. I really like this track. I've fallen in love with this car. I did a lot of practice this week. I practiced a lot for just about every race this season. But I put extra time into the chase races because I really wanted to come out and sweep it, and I'm kind of shocked that I was able to. But tonight it just, I mean, I don't know. You were out there. It was hot. It was slick. I felt like I was able to keep the rear end of the car under me a lot better than most people were, and you're just able to pull away. And then I noticed with the fuel that so I kind of played myself a little bit because I forgot that we don't start with a full tank and that we're going to put more fuel in the car. So I was thinking I was only going to have enough to go the same distance in the second run. So I backed up a lot there towards the end of the run. Probably looked like my tires were wearing out. I was just running like quarter throttle, half throttle, trying to save fuel. And then I went down pit road and realized I was fine, that I had more than enough fuel, so I was able to just go out there and just fly. But yeah, I don't know, man. The tires didn't wear out really. I wasn't watching lap times too much, so I don't know how much we slowed down. I didn't feel like I was slowing down. Car was dead fast tonight.
Well, Chris, you definitely got one up on me because I had checked fuel earlier and it looked like we could go past halfway. I wasn't sweating it at all. You started coming back to me, and I really just assumed that you had used up your tires, and figured we would just run it to the halfway point, coming in pit, and I don't know, about a lap or so before that point, it ran out of gas on me. So congratulations to you, man, for pulling off this championship. You've had a hell of a season. A lot of good battles all year long coming from you, man. So just really all I could say is congratulations and job well done.
Yeah, man, thank you so much. It hasn't been easy, we've won a lot of races this season, led a lot of laps, but I'll tell you, nobody out here is a pushover. Everybody out here is pretty good. We got a couple guys that are pretty new to the sim, it seems, and even they've really stepped it up all season long. And then guys like Mike, guys like Jared, guys like Zach that have been here for the majority of the season, they haven't made it easy. Other people have been up front winning races. We've gotten lucky with a few. I'm just like to put it all together, man. I was really excited when Alex had mentioned this league being someone from Vermont and whatnot, and with Vermont Sim Racer backing it and all that, everybody being from New England. I was really excited to do it. Never really been part of anything like this before, league-wise. And yeah, just super excited to be able to really just dominate.
Well, you definitely did that, man. But again, congratulations. Anybody you need to thank? Shout out sponsors.
Oh, everybody this season, man. I wish I could remember the guy that painted this paint scheme. I've never met him. Zach had him do him up for all the cars, man, and he just did a wonderful job. It looked so good. I got to thank him. Wish I could remember his name. We'll have to find that and thank him sometime. But you guys for calling the races, man. It's been great. I go back and I watch them every week when it's done, and they're really professional. They're really well done. You guys make us look really, really good. Alex for putting the league on, obviously putting everything into it. I've ran a lot of leagues. It's not easy. A lot of time goes into it. And he's done great. Oh man, everybody at Vermont Sim Racer, it's kind of a big leap to go and sponsor sim racing stuff. Obviously they're a sim racing company, so it's not as big of a stretch for them, but still to do it and to commit to it has been really cool. Gotta thank my buddy Chad. He's not here tonight, but he spotted for me a bunch. Kevin, my teammate, he's only showed up for a few, but he showed up tonight because we had a pretty small field. And everybody that watches, man, if you commit your time to come and hang out with the guys over here at Goat Locker and watch us basically play a game, I think that's really cool. We appreciate it.
Well, man, again, congratulations on one hell of a season and putting on a show each and every week. And we'll get out there and celebrate the race win, but more importantly, celebrate that championship. And looking forward to seeing you back out on the track here soon when season 2 winds itself up.
Can't wait. I don't know what we're running. I told Alex no matter what, it's got to be short tracks. But I'm really hoping. I'm really super late models again. I don't know how much pole I've got, but I'm really hoping it's super late models. If it's not, whatever it is, it's going to be fun. And yeah, if you've been watching all season, come race with us next season. It's a lot of fun. It's a really good group of guys.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I would think the champion has some sort of say in it. So we'll see we'll see what happens next season for sure.
Definitely. Thank you, guys.
All right, man.
Well, Jamie, that puts a really good capstone on the season here on a race. A phenomenal, just a phenomenal season with Maple Ridge. And I'll turn it over to you, Alex, for any final thoughts for you. What kind of
what? We got somebody else down in the waiting room. Is that our second place guy?
I have no idea who that is, Jamie.
Alex, do you know?
I don't know exactly who that is. It might be Kevin, our second place finisher.
Well, I guess we can solve the mystery. Hey, this is Pat and Jamie up in the booth. Who dat Saint 59?
Oh, how's it going? Yeah, this is Kevin Dianovich.
What's going on, Kevin? We were all scratching our head and we were like, ooh, I wonder who this is. Well, we figured it out. Well, Kevin, I mean, you had yourself a good race here this evening. You were able to bring that car home in second place. So kind of take me through your night and how you were actually able to do that and get that number 26 home with a podium finish.
Yeah, I mean, I think we started off back in 7th or whatever, and I was just kind of riding around in the back. I knew it was a big race with the championship and whatnot, so I was just going to ride around in the back, and I ended up losing it about 15 laps in, kind of caught the inside wall, was a lap down. And then I was completely mind blown when I pit, and I went from being a lap down, and then all of a sudden I'm in second place. So I guess a lot of people had issues during that pit stop, and I just got extremely lucky.
Yeah, Kevin, fuel was an issue. It got me. I know it got Alex. Probably got who was behind? Who finished 4th? Was it John Dickerman? Do you remember, Pat? I can't remember.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think he ran out of fuel as well. Yeah, so just wasn't paying attention. Didn't get any notification from Spotter either that the fuel was running out, and it just ran out on the front stretch. So lesson learned there. Keep a better eye on the fuel in the super late models. But so yeah, I mean, Kevin, how many races did you run this season with?
I think this was my second. Yeah. Unfortunately, schedule didn't work out, but hope to be coming back next year, doing some more races. Want to thank Alex for putting it on. You guys for broadcasting. It was a lot of fun tonight.
Yeah. So what was your thoughts on the quality of racing during the couple races you've been able to make it to?
It's been good racing. I'm not very familiar with the super late, so I'm a little bit more timid when it comes to racing that car. I don't want to mess up and wreck people, especially since I didn't start off at the beginning. But I mean, it was a lot of fun. Some good racing.
Yeah, absolutely. This whole field has put on great racing all season long. So, again, Kevin, congratulations on pulling off that second place finish tonight in the championship race. That's no small feat. So, good job there. Anybody you want to thank? Shout out sponsors.
Well, thank you guys, and then thank Alex again for doing what he does for Mount Sim Racer. And then I want to thank Chris for turning me onto this league, and hopefully we can run it next year and maybe contend for some victories.
Well, man, again, congratulations on the second place finish here. Can't wait to see you back out on the track next season.
All right, man.
All righty. Well, that was your second place finisher, Kevin Dianovich. Like I was saying, I'll turn it over to you, Alex, for any final thoughts here on the season, and then when we're going to be able to see Maple Ridge start to spin this thing back up again.
Well, thanks again, guys. Really appreciate everything this year. I've gotten some great feedback from the crew, and I've learned a lot over the last few months, which, not only on the racetrack, but just about putting everything together. So that was the goal, is to get get better on the racetrack and hopefully meet a few people along the way, and I've certainly done that. So season 2, we'll definitely take a break here, probably for about 6 weeks or so. I'm going to enjoy hunting season here in Vermont, and we'll probably get going again around the 1st of December. So that's what we're looking for. And yeah, we'll get some more information out to the group on our Facebook page later this week. If you've watched any of our races or participated, thank you for doing so. We would love to have you join. And again, feel free to reach out to me if you're curious about the league or interested in joining. So, Jamie and Pat, thank you guys so much for everything this year. I look forward to working with you again in the future.
Awesome, man. Well, yeah, we look forward to it as well. And enjoy the off season, and we'll look forward to next season, Alex.
Take care, guys. Talk to you soon.
All right, man.
All right, Jamie, that's a wrap.
That is a wrap. Congratulations once again to Christopher Morse on winning the championship of the inaugural season of the Maple Ridge Racing Series. Definitely dominating performance all year long from him. And, others as well. Mike D'Amico ran extremely well all year long, unfortunately for him. Hopefully everything's good at home. He had to miss the start of tonight's race due to an emergency at home. So definitely tough break for him, and hopefully everything's good, and we'll see him back ready to go season on race 1 of season 2, as we just heard, hopefully around the 1st of December.
Yeah, can't wait for these guys to spin it back up. Can't wait to see what they do with it. It was interesting to hear, maybe some of the possible changes moving forward. I'm going to throw my vote in for the super late models. These guys put on great races week in and week out. So we'll see what they end up doing. But thanks to everybody that tunes in on the Goat Locker Racing Network. Thanks to everybody that tunes in specifically to watch the Maple Ridge Racing Series. Please get out there and support Vermont Sim Racer as well. They've been a phenomenal sponsor for this series and all the things that they're doing to help the sim racing world in general. So please get out there, look them up on the internet, check them out on Facebook, all those different types of things. For everybody that for some reason really enjoys listening to me and Jamie, obviously you can continue to tune into the Goat Locker Racing Network. We will be at with our truck series tomorrow night. So be sure to tune in at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Goat Locker Racing Truck Series. Friday night, we have the Extreme Xfinity Series fueled by Goat Locker Racing, and that'll start at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then at 11 p.m. Eastern, we will be with the ARCA Series, Flexible Freight Solutions ARCA Series for their second round of the playoffs. And then we'll turn around on Sunday, and we are in the second round of the playoffs with the Rebels Truck Series. So thank you to everybody that supports us. Please don't forget that we continue to run our fundraiser for Veterans 48. We'll talk about that a lot more tomorrow night during the broadcast, but be sure to check them out as well. Be sure to tune in tomorrow night and watch the race, as we're going to have a lot more things to announce and probably some new giveaways and everything to help support Veterans 48. Again, thanks to everybody that tunes in. Big thanks to Maple Ridge, and we will see you all next season.